is inside a clothes dryer. I've got an oldie here, an oldie but goodie. It's a GEC is the brand. Now this dryer was actually belonging to my wife's grandmother, and when she passed on, the dryer was passed on. Unbelievable quality inside, really big heavy metal drum. What we're going to do though is have a look at what's inside a clothes dryer. What are the actual components? You've got a timer here just to determine how long it runs with a cooling drying cycle, and you've got heat settings here. Now this is so old, you know, it's like probably 40 to 50 years old, this dryer, so it's now permanently set on the hotter heat setting. We're going to have a look at what's inside. Starting around here at the back, we're just going to rip the back off with these screws, have a look and see what's going on inside. So we'll just rip these screws off. When you're undrewing, often you have to take a bit of pressure off. If you press too hard, it might stay in there. Just lighten off the pressure, and then the screw, like that last one, will then come off. All right, we'll lift this cover place off. We'll have a look what's inside. Okay, so what's inside? We've got the big drum here, and as I said, very, very impressive, great big stainless steel drum. This is an old German unit, so it's got some really good quality stuff inside it. Now down here there is a drive motor down there, and it actually drives off one belt from the little motor. It drives to a belt to here. As I said, these belts are 30 years old. This is making a heap of noise, so I expected to find a broken belt in here, but no, they're fine. This drive belt here drives, and it actually drives onto the drum. It goes right around the outside of the drum there and drives. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of probably graphite or lubricant onto these belts to see if we can't get rid of the noise, because there's a tooth belt. This one down here's got teeth on it and it's fine. Just unbelievable quality that these belts have run for, yeah, probably 40 years. This dryer, certainly wouldn't find stuff of that quality in a brand new dryer. This one, goodness, 20 years ago when we first got it, it blew a capacitor. So it blew up, smoke, noise, the whole lot, and stopped working. And I pulled it apart and had a look inside, and there was a capacitor, which is that guy right there, had blown up and literally had popped open, and there was black and smoke had come out of it. So I just got the capacitor, looked at what was written on the side, bought another one the same, and it's just got two spade lugs on the top, swapped it out, and I just had to earth it by connecting it to the bottom for an earth and put the two spade lugs on, and it's run for another 20 years out of this dryer. You see here these two heavy leads, that's actually the heater element. So when it's pumping hot air in and heating up, the air's coming up through here, and there's a heater element inside here. That's the wiring for the heater element coming up, and then the heat's blowing in to the back of the dryer here through the filter. So this here is an earth wire. When you see that yellow and the green and gold, green with a yellow stripe or whatever, that's an earth wire always. And here, this is going to be your temperature sensor. You got a probe here, and that's going to be, see, it's connected into the same wires as your heater element, so it's going to be turning the heater element on and off to determine the temperature inside the drum. So that's what's inside. That's the basic elements. That's a heater tube where the hot air blows up. The heater element is going to be inside there. That's the drive motor, and on this guy there's a great big belt driving the whole thing, and a little belt that's just gearing it to give it more guts, if you like, and before it has to drive the great big drum full of wet clothes. So it's got to be quite a decent motor. And then over this side you've just got some electronics for the controller, and there's a capacitor, as I said, which blew up. So actually down there, deep inside, is where the capacitor is. That black box on the top is the new capacitor, and where it's screwed in, you see that screw and earth plate right there, that's onto the body of the old capacitor, where the top blew off it and it all got destroyed. So I've earthed it by connecting that with a metal screw through that tab, and then plugged out the two capacitor plugs and plug them into the top of that new black one. So it was a totally different looking capacitor, the black one, and I've just screwed it onto the old capacitor. As I said, that repair is now 20 years old, so we've got an extra 20 years out of this dryer after it blew up and did smoke and the whole lot. So there you go, not much else to show you. They're pretty simple inside, but that's what's inside.